Hello, hello, hello. It is your boy to show you and go over Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan. Basically, our third stimulus package, and what we're going to be getting around mid-February if all things go well. Before we get started, if you look down in the description, you will see the links for Robinhood and Webull, so you can start playing on the stock exchange and making that money as the economy starts to recover. Also in the description, you'll see the link for the courses from my econ to show you how to get more money back in your pocket. All right, let's get started and figure out what's in this plan.
The crisis of deep human suffering is in plain sight, and there's no time to waste. We have to act, and we have to act now.
As you can see, Joe Biden's plan is going to be $1.9 trillion. So a little bit more than the first CARES Act, and a little less than the second CARES Act. This is meant to be a complement to the second stimulus package.
It's not hard to see that we're in the middle of a once-in-several-generations economic crisis with a once-in-several-generations public health crisis. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about our
This is a
forward.
big thing right here. Everybody's going to be receiving an additional $1,400 as it stands right now. So you will be receiving a total of $2,000, but like Joe Biden said in December when the negotiation happened, this is just a down payment, talking about second stimulus pack, where everybody received $600. This is a down payment on what's to come. All right. So again, this third one is supposed to be the rest of that installment for the American people. So everybody's going to be receiving $1,400, not an additional $2,000.
The $600 already appropriated
As you
is simply
see,
not
he
enough.
wants to extend unemployment benefits.
That means that 18 million Americans currently relying on unemployment benefits, while they look for work, can count on these checks continuing to be there. Plus,
and that is a big thing for those people who are on unemployment, because although the stock market is doing well, links in the description below for Robinhood and Webull, the rest of the economy, the actual ground level Main Street economy, is still in relative dire straits. Not to mention a very real and looming real estate and rental collapse, because landlords can't pay their bills if the renters aren't paying the rent, and the renters can't pay their rent if there's nowhere for them to work to make money. We're in that downward spiral currently, and this additional $400 a week will help people keep their heads above water, because unemployment doesn't pay what you were making at your job usually. It only pays a fraction of that. Mm-hmm.
So people can make ends meet. This gets money quickly into the pockets of millions of Americans who will spend it immediately on food and rent and other basic needs. As the economists tell us, that helps the whole economy grow. 1 in 7 households in America, more than 1 in 5 Black and Latino households in America,
This is true.
report they don't have enough food to eat. This includes 30 million adults and as many as 12 million children. It's wrong. It's tragic. It's unnecessary. It's unacceptable. So we're going to extend emergency nutritional assistance for 43 million children and their families enrolled in the SNAP program.
This right here is also a big thing for those on food assistance. So as he said, the SNAP program, you will, if you're already on the program, you will get additional money for food. to supplement what you're not making. This also means for those who qualify for SNAP in the future or currently, if that's your situation, if you apply for it, odds are you will be able to apply, get approved, and also get that boost.
We'll help hard-hit restaurants prepare meals for the hungry, provide food for the families who need it.
$3 billion.
We'll invest $3 billion in making sure mothers and their young children have the nutrition they need. This will not only meet our moral obligation we have to one another, but will also spur our economic growth, get restaurants and workers back on the job. And as we work to keep people from going hungry, we'll also work to keep a roof over their heads, to stem the growing housing crisis and evictions that are looming. Approximately 14 million Americans have fallen behind on rent, many at risk of eviction. If we don't act now, there'll be a wave of evictions and foreclosures in the coming months as the pandemic rages on. This would overwhelm emergency shelters, increase COVID-19 infections as people have nowhere to go and can't socially distance. Next week, we'll take action to extend nationwide restrictions on evictions and foreclosures. This will provide more than 25 million Americans greater stability instead of living on the edge every single month. And I'm asking Congress to do its part by funding rental assistance for 14 million hard-hit families and tenants.
This is the one that I hope passes the most.
It should be a national minimum wage of $15 an hour. No one working 40 hours a week should live below the poverty.
This is the one I foresee is going to be a real big stickler for a lot of the Republicans to raising to $15, a national minimum wage of 15. Because Republicans have not really been down for that, and even some Democrats, like some of the middle of the road on the fence Democrats, aren't really down for it. So that might be one of the sticking points. But I, for one, are for one or two things: either a national $15 minimum raise, or I'm part of the Yang Gang. I'm down for a UBI in some way, in some form or fashion. But a $15 hour minimum wage would go a long way for helping the American people.
The vaccine rollout in the United States has been a dismal failure thus far. Tomorrow, I will lay out our vaccination plan to correct course and meet our goal of 100 million shots at the end of my first 100 days as president. We'll also do everything we can to safely reopen a majority of our K through 8 schools by the end of the first 100 days. We can do this if we give the school districts, the schools themselves, the communities, the states, the clear guidance they need, as well as the resources they need. These are the key elements to the American Rescue Plan that would lift 12 million Americans out of poverty and cut child poverty in half. Our plan would reduce poverty in the Black community by 1/3, and reduce poverty in the Hispanic community by almost 40%. We not only have an economic imperative to act now, I believe we have a moral obligation. We will never, ever give up.
That was the highlights of his speech. The speech is like 35 minutes long. So this is the key points of the speech. So to recap, Joe wants additional money for stimulus. He wants additional money for vaccine rollouts, which is very needed. He wants to raise the minimum wage. And all those are really, really important and need to be done. Do I think he's going to be able to Iron Man through and get all of it done in the first 100 days? No. But I do think it is possible to do all things he just laid out in his presidency, in his 4 years. All right, that's the recap of Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan. I am PhD Ira. Wash your hands, wear a mask, peace out, and I love you.